keep talking about this and bring in Sam Radwan, a partner and also co-founder of Enhance International. Also still with us is our guest host, Paul Craik, view from the Peak Macro Strategies. Sam is up in Beijing, and Paul is in Hong Kong with us. Sam, good to see you and appreciate your time. Where you are in China, probably the starkest example of an aging population. We know, of course, that building out a social safety net is a priority for the government. Just where are we on this? And, you know, for your average older Chinese, I mean, what does he or she have access to and what does she not?
First of all, good morning, and thank you very much for having me. So to answer that question, where we are today is okay, right? Where if you look at the workforce in China, there are roughly 5 individuals or so in the workforce age versus 1 retiree. So we're in fairly good shape right now. The question more lies into the speed at which China is aging, and the fact that the folks over 60 years old are going to double by 2030, and you're going to end up in a situation where it's at the low point, it's going to be roughly 1.6 working individuals to retirees, which is a very, very low ratio. So the question is, what are you doing in the meantime? From a pension perspective right now, you have several different pension systems. One focuses on the state and local employees, and that's in pretty good shape. While the ones that's really in focus is more of the individuals who are working in the private sector and whether they will be funded to get paid what they're promised. And right now, the promise is roughly 40% of their income. But certainly, a pension is one aspect. You know, there's the healthcare aspect, there's the purchasing power aspect as well of the Chinese individual that we can talk about as well.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to talk about is, you know, this whole one-child policy. It's got to be one big reason why the demographics are what they are in China right now. There's been some talk that the new leadership may be interested in stopping or reversing this at some stage. I mean, what have you been hearing? What do you know? And, you know, even if they do, let's say right now, it's going to be a while before things start to reverse, you know, the trends?
Yeah, in terms of the one-child policy, I don't necessarily, this is my view, I don't necessarily view that it's going to have a major impact if you go to, say, a 2-child policy or so, right? I mean, it's not just a question of the law, it's a question of the attitude of the individuals. I mean, I joke with my friends in Taiwan and say the one-child policy has kind of rubbed off on you, right? So fertility rate is low, so I don't necessarily think that reversing the one-child policy will have an immediate impact, per se.
Okay, it's going to take a while, huh? Listen, Sam, I wish we had more time. I hope to do it again with you soon. Sam Radwan, Enhance International, live up in Beijing. And more ahead with Paul Craik, our guest host. That's coming up in the next hour of Squawk Box.